Retail media is rapidly becoming the go-to channel for brands aiming to engage consumers with measurable performance along the path to purchase. Retailers are increasingly empowering brands to accurately target meaningful audiences based on their longitudinal purchasing behaviors and execute media impressions across on-site, off-site, and in-store channels throughout the entire marketing funnel. For brand marketers, effectively incorporating retail media into their marketing budgets is essential for growth in today's omnichannel landscape. To address this critical need, Cornell University has partnered with the CPG Guys, along with leading industry executives and visionaries from around the world, to launch the first ever retail media strategy executive education program. This immersive 4-day program at Cornell Tech, May 5th to the 8th, 2025, brings together industry thought leaders and renowned faculty to share best practices for building compelling retail media platforms. You'll discover how to collaborate on creating best-in-class tech stacks, measure performance to ensure brands access the necessary KPIs based on campaign objectives, and establish strong partnerships between brands and retailers. In addition, the program covers optimizing brand strategies using AI-driven campaign design at scale to achieve marketing goals. By the end of the retail media strategy program, you'll have gained a deep understanding of the retail media ecosystem and how both brands and retailers can accelerate organizational transformation to thrive in the future of performance marketing. See the link in the digital liner notes of this episode to learn more about the Retail Media Strategy Executive Education Program at Cornell Tech, May 5th through the 8th, 2025.
Hi, I'm Cristian Arcangeli from illycaffè, and you are listening to the CPG Guys podcast.
Welcome to the CPG Guys podcast. Your hosts, Shri Rajagopalan and Peter V.S. Bond, explore how brands and retailers engage consumers in an increasingly digitally driven world. And now, here are the CPG Guys. Hello and welcome to the CPG Guys podcast. I'm PVSB, co-host and co-founder. I also serve as head of industry and client engagement at Flywheel, the e-commerce accelerator division of Omnicom. Joining me in the hosting duties for today's episode is, of course, my co-founder of this growing media platform. He is also the chief revenue officer at Think Blue Consulting, patriarch of the Raj family media empire, and most recently he served as the chief customer officer at General Mills. He is the man known as Shri. Hey, Shri, so how many flights you've been on this year?
So actually, anticipating you were going to ask me this question, I counted 19. How about you? But remember, Peter, I've also done some international stuff coming back from Japan and Sydney, and then going to India for family commitments. So those numbers are larger.
You are indeed an international man of mystery. I'll give you that, Shri. Thank you for joining me on today's episode. I know we're going to have a great conversation. Before we introduce our guest, just a few housekeeping details. Make sure you're subscribing to our podcast on your favorite platform by clicking the follow option. And if you listen to us on Apple or Spotify, please leave us a rating, as it helps feed the algorithm that makes us more discoverable by other industry contemporaries of yours and ours. That's very important. If you're going to do that, also leave us a review, because that helps us tailor the content. But most importantly, do leave us a rating. It's very important that we get that rating so that other people can find our podcast. So without any further ado, let's get to our very special guest today. I was introduced to our guest by our dear friend, the co-founder of the FMCG Guys podcast, Daniel Torres-Dwyer. Our guest is a quite accomplished digital marketing professional in e-commerce. His career started in Italy, working for Diesel in the fashion sector. Then he moved to a digital transformation consultancy before jumping back into fashion, leading e-commerce and CRM at Patricia Pepe. In mid-2020, the height of the pandemic, he joined illycaffè, where his responsibilities progressed a number of times in January of 2024. In fact, a year after relocating from Italy to New York City, he was promoted to Vice President, Digital and Customer Experience. So here to talk to us about everything that you would want to know about coffee, but we're afraid to ask in the digital age, please join us and welcome to the podcast, Cristian Arcangeli. Cristian, how are you? Welcome.
Oh, thank you very much, Peter. Thank you, Rish. So I'm good. I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on the podcast. I'm very excited about this discussion and conversation.
Absolutely. Absolutely. When Daniel introduced the two of us, I knew we would have a great conversation. I'm transparent. If nothing else, I'm going to tell you this. I do not drink coffee. So I am not your target audience, but coffee is consumed in my household. So I will tell you there are coffee constituencies in the Bond household up in Connecticut. But
so you won't say how many cups a day, but he'll say it's more than one.
Yeah, his family. He's got a whole bunch of coffee generation people
and the Nespresso variety.
Oh, nice. I was hoping you were drinking Illy, but after this conversation, I'm sure.
No. When I say Nespresso, I don't mean the brand. I should have said
the device.
Basically, everything from cappuccino to shots to weird coffee aficionados. I don't mean the brand.
You mean the machine. I got it. So, hey, Cristian, before we get to the questions Sri and I have prepared for you today, why don't you just take a minute or two to just give our audience an overview of illycaffè and what your role there is now?
Yeah, of course. So illycaffè is a global recognized premium coffee company. Was founded in Italy in 1933. We are very well known for our, let me say, commitment to quality, sustainability, innovation, and we offer a unique 100% Arabica, multi-Arabica blend that is enjoyed around the world for all our aficionados coffee lovers. Our business spans from direct to consumer, retail, hospitality, and we have also obviously a strong presence in both physical and digital experience. I personally oversee the digital business, CRM, loyalty, customer care, digital market, content, but my main focus today is on driving seamless cross-channel experiences and growing our business overall in the company. It's been an exciting journey, especially as we are continuing to evolve the digital strategy, and we are announcing this customer experience and the Illy premium coffee brand.
That's terrific. Thank you for that, Cristian. For our audience who would like to learn more about you and illycaffè as this conversation goes on, fret not, dear listeners. Just toggle over to the digital liner notes of this episode. We're going to have a URL link to Cristian on LinkedIn, and we'll also be able to get you to illycaffè's LinkedIn page and corporate website so that you can multitask if you want, learn a little bit more about them as this conversation goes on. So thank you for that. Let's get this started. I'm going to kick it off. I gave our audience a brief overview of her experience working in fashion, in digital transformation, then coming into consumer goods that have both a physical digital retail and, as you said, also a number of other types of experiences. I would love for you to talk about, throughout your career, pivotal experiences during this journey that you really think have helped contribute to the success of what you're doing at illycaffè.
Yeah, I have to say, as you said at the beginning, so my career has always revolved around customer experience, digital transformation, digital business. So wherever there was a fashion company or a consulting, and now the premium coffee was always focused on customer experience and how the customer interact with the brand, and obviously the digital business. I worked at Gucci, I work at Diesel, as you said, and this experience gave me a deep understanding of brand storytelling, of customer engagement, premium retail experience that are critical in fashion as they are critical in the coffee industry. So they were a very relevant experience. I joined illycaffè, as you said, during the pandemic in 2020. And it was an exciting shift because, at the end, I was thinking at the beginning they were not the same. But I have to say that coffee, like fashion, is highly experiential. The people drink their coffee every day as they wear their most expensive piece of clothes that they have in their closets. And it's more or less the same because they get like affinity with the brand and what they want to, like, the taste, their feeling, and they make it a part of their daily routine. So this is where I found and understood that there was a connection. And the challenge obviously was to blend the tradition of the coffee and CPG industry with the digital innovation and try to create this 360 customer overview across all the touch points of daily experience. I started in Italy with Illy. I moved to the United States. You said I had many career progression in Illy, and till now it was and is very exciting. And I'm very happy to be in illycaffè. I think that is also, we are in a moment where the company is transforming a lot. It's going towards, as I said, a more experiential company than just a pure coffee company, CPG company.
Welcome to the show, first of all, Cristian. We're happy to have you on the CPG Guys. I'm also excited that we're going to talk about a category that I indulge in quite a bit. We have quite a few illycaffè coffees at home, but my favorite will always be the Classico, the Torrefaction Classic. We get it bean style. We will blend it ourselves into powder and then make coffee. And we enjoy it with some cappuccino froth on top. Of course, in my house, we have a mixed bag of whole milk, almond milk. Somebody else likes soy milk, but we always make it a cappuccino, and we enjoy it quite a bit. So you talked a little bit about consumer experience. So in today's world, right, especially for a premium coffee with great taste, Omnichannel has got to play a huge role. You have a fantastic website. You land, you get the 20% offer, shows the varieties of coffees available very nicely. Also, you're selling coffee machines. But talk to us about the seamless Omnichannel experience, whether you're in store, you're buying it somewhere inside retail, or you're online.
So first of all, very glad to hear that you're using Illy Coffee. It's like I'm very proud about it. We are trying to enter the market in the United States in a very, I want to say, aggressive way. And so I'm very happy to hear every time that there is someone that drinks coffee. I'm very, very, very happy to hear that. But moving to the question. So at illycaffè, Omnichannel isn't just about being present across, multiple touch points, sell our product, but it's all about creating a connected, frictionless experience wherever customer engage with us. So wherever they are shopping on, I don't know, Amazon, Walmart, Target, or specialty retail, or our own digital channel, as you said, illy.com, we want to ensure consistency in product availability, promotion, customer engagement, experience, content. So we want to share the same message. And to ensure this seamless omnichannel approach, we work obviously trying to integrate the retail, the marketplace together. So we work very close with our partner to try to ensure this consistency that I was saying in brand, in pricing, in promotion, in product accessibility. So the customer get the same experience no matter that they are shopping in store or they're shopping online. The other piece that I think that is helping us to create this seamless experience is the loyalty. We just launched a new loyalty program just a few weeks ago. I'm very excited because this is the first step, but looking forward to the future, we are trying to allow to the customer to earn and redeem their purchase online, but also in retail store. So we are trying to create this multi-channel seamless experience across all the players that we are working with. The other piece of our omnichannel strategy and omnichannel execution to make the customer feel part of our Illy brand obviously are the subscription. We make replenishment easy for everyone by offering flexible subscription model across our website, across all the marketplace that allow us to do it, because we want to ensure customer never run out of their favorite coffee. And obviously, last but not least, what we do is after a customer buys our product, we want to be sure that there is a consistent and valuable post-sales purchase experience. So there is an education, there is like a digital touch point that tells something that enrich the experience of the customer. So I think that this is our vision about the omnichannel and about how we want to create this link across all the digital touch points.
Would you mind sharing for our audience a little bit more about the loyalty program?
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure people will want to sign, especially coffee aficionados are now going to hunt after listening to this episode.
Yeah, absolutely. So we moved, I think we are going in a direction that is completely, let me say, different from the one that was before. Because before was, I'm a coffee lover, so I subscribe, I be part of the loyalty program, I get discounts whenever, if I buy a certain amount of product, I get my discounts. Now, instead, we are moving towards a real omni-channel program. So we are allowing customers to earn and redeem rewards on the illy.com, but not just only on the illy.com, because we are giving them the opportunity to have to enjoy experiences, to have a nice dinner in one of our partner restaurants, or to, watch a masterclass or take part of access of early product launch. So we are trying to really recreate a 360 experience. And as I said, we are trying to embed in our loyalty program also retailer, physical store that are part of hotel, restaurant, cafe network. So to give them really 360 understanding of the Illy brand and to make them feel part of a community.
Cristian, before I get to my question, I'll just make this comment. When Sheree and I talk about iconic brand experiences, they always frequently start with the package, right? And when I think of iconic packages, the Coca-Cola bottle silhouette, the Heinz ketchup bottle, maybe even, strangely enough, the McDonald's Happy Meal, right? Or even the Campbell's soup can. I think of illycaffè in its iconic silver tin with the red letters. I think that is something that, even I'm not a coffee drinker, I recognize the brand. It is very prominent to me. So you're starting, the DNA that you have to work with is pretty impressive to begin with. So my question to you is this: I want to get an understanding of how your influence has affected the evolution of the digital business at Illy in an omni-channel way, whether it's getting people, you mentioned subscription, would like to hear a little bit more about that too. But how has that helped you achieve your key objectives by evolving the overall digital customer experience for Illy consumers?
Since I joined illycaffè, so since the beginning, let's think about now where I have more like obviously a decision-making position. So now I can really take the decision about what we want to do, how we want to grow the business in America. And since I joined illycaffè America, my leadership has always been focused on, I want to say, 3 key objectives. And the first one was expanding digital commerce and new customer acquisition. So this is really relevant for us. Imagine that we were a brand that was established because we were already in the United States, but our customer base was not so big. So we really strengthened the direct-to-consumer sales, and while we were forming a high-impact partnership with the retailer, starting from Amazon, which they are, and they are the game changer if you want to reach new-to-brand customer. So we started to create a direct link, a direct relationship with this retailer, really heavily focus on engaging new-to-brand customers. So advertising was focused on new-to-brand customers, content was focused on new-to-brand customer, product launch was all done to engage new consumers and try Illy for the first time. The second one was building a data-driven approach. and after a loyalty strategy. There is no success, I think, personally in digital unless you are not able to manage data, to understand customer behavior, customer journey. So what we did is starting to analyze how the customer were moving and were purchasing our product, how they were interacting with our product, and build personalized experience. And this is why after 1 year, I joined here in the United States, the team, and we grew significantly. We launched the loyalty program because essentially our goal was the one of create this like post-purchase experience and drive the people, new to brand customer, from the top of the funnel to the bottom of the funnel. And the last piece that is really relevant is related to the contents. There is like no ecosystem, there are no contents, there is no growth of the brand unless we are not able to create an environment where the people can discover and engage the product, and they can essentially have an experience that is integrated from the top of the funnel to the bottom of the funnel. Just to give you an idea of the results of the impact we had in the last 2 years, our market share more than double in the last 2 years. So in digital. So this is a relevant number. So you can imagine for a coffee company, a coffee category that grows like 6%, we more than double our market share.
So first of all, congratulations, Cristian, on doubling market share. That is no joke in a category that is slowed down post-COVID. So clearly you're bringing some relief to the category. You already referred to new to brand, acquiring new customers, etc. on Amazon. So I'd love to talk about the category and the competitive nature. So how does illycaffè differentiate its digital customer experience from competitors in the market? You know, what has been successful components of the strategy that you feel gives you that ability to continue to grow share points? You talk about doubling, no joke. Next year comes by, doubling will be the expectation now. So how do you plan to get there?
That is always the expectation, to try to double the business every year. Now, about the joke, we are for sure expecting to continue to grow a double digit. But I think that the main difference between us and the other coffee players is that we really focus on true cross-channel integration. This is really something that we do, and I think we are doing very well. We, my team and us as a company, we are ensuring that the message and investments create a seamless and visible presence for our customer across all the touch points. And touch point, I'm really speaking about retail, so Walmart, as I said, Whole Foods, Target, Kroger, but also specialty retail, but also hotel, restaurant, cafe. So while Amazon at the beginning was played like a real crucial role, so in the early stages when I first came, the growth was mainly driven by Amazon, was like is a big player for everyone, and is the way probably where you can grow your like business faster. Now everything is evolving. We are expanding our focus, and we are starting to integrate with the retailer.com platform, Horeca, so hotel, restaurant, cafe partnership. We are creating a more comprehensive ecosystem that to me is differentiating us from the other competitor. And this is allowing us to engage customer wherever they interact with Illy, ensuring the same message, the same personalized experience. I think that other successful component, if I have identified other successful component, are very linked to what I was saying. I think that data-driven personalization is one of the things that I trust the most. So we leverage insights, data, to deliver relevant content, offer services in the right moment in the customer journey of our clients. On the other side, we have very strong strategic partnerships that are helping us to go behind the traditional marketplace, the traditional way of doing the business. You know, like I sell offline and so I sell online. Instead, we are like really starting with an approach that is like heavily online. We gain market share starting from the online, and we push the sales, the growth offline. And the last thing I said is a seamless omnichannel experience. So it's frictionless. Everything we do, we try to do in a frictionless way. And there is no friction between online and offline touch points. So from discovery to purchase to post sales, we try to do and to send, deliver the same message. I think that this is what is the successful part of what we are doing till today.
Cristian, I know Shri is going to probably follow up with some double clicks on the data aspect of things. But before we do that, I want to talk a little bit about that seamless customer experience. Any recent digital innovations that you've introduced to your site, to your consumers in the engagement touch points that are particularly notable? This is a great time to insert the buzzword of the day, AI. But anything you have that you really want to call our attention to as being representative of how you're trying to move illycaffè into further into the digital age?
As a company, we double down on subscription, as I was saying before, loyalty and data-driven personalization. This is what we double down to create a connected experience. On subscription, we are leveraging some artificial intelligence solution, and we are trying to use the AI to drive prediction, to tailor replenishment and offer flexibility and personalized plan. So we are essentially trying to understand the behavior of the customer in advance in order to minimize the cost for the company, minimize the impact, negative impact on, I don't know, out of stock or whatever, and maximize the customer experience. This is what we are doing. We are doing very well. We are leveraging different solutions, and one of the solutions is really helping us with driving this change, helping to support and predict what the customer wants in the future.
Hey, Cristian, before you go on, I want to ask you about the subscription model. Is your goal to drive subscription through your D2C? Is your goal to drive subscription through the likes of Amazon or your third-party marketplaces, or is it all of the above? Like, what is your subscription objective here?
The ultimate goal, let's start from the ultimate goal. The ultimate goal for the subscription is obviously the one of increase the subscriber on our illy.com website, because we want the data customer. We want to treat them with our Illy brand experience, with our Illy know-how. We want to have the possibility to offer them the best post-purchase experience. Being part of a program and feel the brand is different from obviously have a subscription on Amazon. Is a little bit less branded than not personal one-to-one experience of Amazon. They are more or less the same. You just receive the product, you subscribe and save. But on the other side, we know, and this is coming from data, that whenever we have a customer that try our coffee, that after subscribe on Amazon, at a certain point, they start to move to our website. They start to navigate the website. They start to engage with the website. So the ultimate goal is the subscription on the website. The intermediate goal is the one of being part of all the subscription programs that the marketplaces and selected retail partners are offering, because that is helping us to create long-term relationship with our customers.
That is awesome. But one of the ways you maintain a long-term relationship with the customer is indeed using data as a backbone. Data can also be pretty daunting. In fact, there's so much data available these days, but yet it feels like there isn't enough data available these days. So how are you leveraging data in general to inform your digital strategies in particular? And because you have a thriving DTC business, the one that I buy from, and you also have a very good presence on Amazon, how are you utilizing all the generated transaction data that you have awareness of, especially from your DTC world and then your Amazon Seller Central, to be closer to the customer?
So I said before, data is the core of our strategy, is the core of my strategy, of my vision. I focus on understanding where the customer buy, how they engage with us across all the channel, wherever is direct, Amazon, hotel, restaurant, cafe, whatever, all the data we put together and we try to understand really what the customer wants, what the customer needs. So we use the data and the customer insights to tailor product recommendation, loyalty rewards, content. And we try to essentially use the data to ensure that every interaction the customer has with the brand is meaningful. That is just upper funnel or is like lower funnel, that interaction has to be meaningful. Otherwise, we lose that customer. If it's a new customer, will not engage with us, will not buy our product. If it's an old customer, they will get bored and they will say like, let's try another coffee because they don't know me very well. We also leverage the data, you can imagine I was saying before, by analyzing purchase patterns and consumption habits, mainly on subscription. So we can optimize the replenishment, we can optimize the content, we can create flexibility, and we can have a customer first subscription model. This is another important element of how we treat the data. Loyalty. Tracking shopping behaviors, we can understand how they engage with us, and we can refine, rewards, incentive. We can create long-term engagement and relationship. And at the end, last but not least, I think that this is probably the most important use that we did for 2 years of the data is for optimizing advertising investment. So we leverage data-driven insights in order to maximize the efficiency of our media spend, understand the customer journey, and be able to say, for this type of activation, these are the best tools I have to use in order to maximize my goal. And we are doing on Amazon, we are doing wherever, we are doing understanding, for example, the power of the streaming TV. So we saw that streaming TV, at least for us and for our brand, is the tool that is giving us the most amount of customer, but is also the one that is rewarding us the most. Not in the first touch, in the first click advertising, but in the long term is where leveraging that tool we can create the biggest increase in customer base. So essentially data are part of our customer first approach.
Cristian, our audience knows the way I got into the world of the digital shelf was through user-generated content. I actually spent a number of years at Power Reviews, the company that sits behind your platform, collecting ratings and reviews for all your products and syndicates it out to a number of retailers that accept that. So I guess my question is this, is that your primary mechanism for collecting customer feedback? What else do you do? And how do you because there are 10,000 reviews for your products on Amazon. There are thousands of reviews on your own website. What do you do with all that? How does that help you as your consumers talking to you to make your digital platform and your customer experience any better? What else do you do to supplement that from a collection standpoint?
Yeah. So first, we think, but we are aligned probably, Peter, is that customer feedback are the most important data that we can have, because they share with us what they feel about the brand, if they dislike a product, if they found an experience bad or not good, if whatever. So it's really the most important information that we can find from our customers. So this is really, really important. So the usage that we do about the product review, both on Marketplace and our website, is obviously the one of trying to understand what we can optimize from product positioning, packaging, availability, delivery, and operation. So we take that information and we analyze on a monthly basis. We analyze on every week, on a weekly basis. We have a customer care team also internally. So we take the information from the customer reviews. We have a customer care team that collect the customer feedback. We understand the stomachache that the customer can have based on how they are experiencing the brand. Because sometimes we we think that we are perfect, but we are not. That the customer tells us you are not doing great on operations. We are like your delivery time are too high, or like, I don't know, your content are irrelevant for me. So we take all the information and we merge together. And the last thing that we do, and I think that also this is very important, we use customer surveys. So we leverage our loyalty database and we send them communication. We ask them questions. We ask them questions after they buy. We try to get their input in order that we can enhance, their experience with the brand. So this is how we use and how we collect the information from the customer. But as you said, the tool that we have on the platform is very powerful. And the customer is God, I want to say. And so we have to listen everything that they tell to us.
How awesome. But, customer feedback, very relevant. But one source of customer feedback is also staying abreast of trends and making sure that as you learn trends, especially in a food and beverage business. So what trends are you following these days? What trends do you think will shape the future of customer experience for you or the industry?
Looking ahead a little bit, I see several key trends that are reshaping a little bit the customer experience and the way the CPG brand are interacting with the customer. The first one is leverage artificial intelligence to personalize the experience. I think this is key. And it's something that in other industry they already did many years ago. Like, I come from fashion, and fashion was personalizing the experience since like when I was in Diesel, like 13 years ago. And so that is an important thing. We have to leverage the tool that are more advanced than the one I was using in the past, the AI tool, in order to provide hyper-personalized recommendation and content. This is, I think, the first thing. The second thing I touched a little bit is the next generation of loyalty. So we have to, as companies in CPG, we have to move behind the traditional rewards that is mainly linked on, savings, like offer or discounts, and move towards a more experiential content and sustainability-driven benefits. So we have to offer to the customer something that is different from the price, because we have to position ourselves in a different way comparing to the other CPG brand. And I think that most part of the CPG brand should go in that direction, because now the customer are always searching for more or searching for a one-to-one relationship. Another thing that was essentially is always and was always embedded in the fashion, and this I learned from there, is the content-led commerce. So the content needs to drive the customer to buy. And sometimes in the CPG, in the past, the content were very informative about how was the product, what they were offering, but they were not driving the customer towards the funnel. They were very, sometimes, or too much conversion contents or too very high-level contents. What we have to do instead, we have to lead the customer across the funnel. So we have to create seamless and integrate content experience. And the last thing is, to me, is advanced customer data strategy. So we need to put together all the data that we have. We need to understand our customer, where they buy, what they do, how they behave in the different platform, the frequency, whatever we can collect. We can have to put everything, all the data in a unique place. Like, I don't know, a customer data platform, something that will give us a 360 understanding of the behaviors and can give us the understanding of how we can evolve, how we can improve, how our product can improve and our relationship can improve. So this is where I think the future of the CPG is going. at Illy, probably I expressed myself. I hope I said everything, but we are really trying to stay ahead of these trends, and we are evolving the way we are engaging with the customer, following these trends that I see, at least for our brand, really, really relevant.
Let me remind our audience, please visit cpgguys.com. You can find all of our content. Our episodes are organized into topics like e-commerce and loyalty and just about anything you can think of that's relevant to what you're trying to learn more about. So please do avail yourself of that resource. And also, if you think you or your company has some thought leadership that can be contributed to our community discussion that is ongoing, drop us an email at contact@cpgguys.com. Maybe you can join us on the podcast for a future episode. And of course, make sure to drop us a rating. We really appreciate a rating on Apple or Spotify. And to the 35,000 plus followers of ours on LinkedIn, it's amazing. Sheree, 5 years in, 35,000 plus listeners. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts. We greatly appreciate the fact that you trust us to both educate and entertain you. Cristian, we really want to thank you for joining us today and sharing your insights about how illycaffè is thriving in the omnichannel digital world. It's an absolute joy. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Peter. Thank you, Sri, for having me, and hope you the best. Talk to you soon. Thank you, guys.
And to our audience, thanks for joining as always, and we look forward to speaking with you on the next episode of the CPG Guys. Goodbye. The content in this podcast episode is provided for general informational purposes only. By listening to our episode, you understand that no information contained in this episode should be construed as advice from CPG Guys LLC or the individual author, hosts, or guests, nor is it intended to be a substitute for research on any subject matter. Reference to any specific product or entity does not constitute an endorsement or recommendation by CPG Guys LLC. The views expressed by guests are their own, and their appearance on the program does not imply an endorsement of them or any entity they represent. The views expressed by CPG Guys LLC do not represent the views of their employers or the entity they represent. CPG Guys LLC expressly disclaims any and all liability or responsibility for any direct, indirect, incidental, special, consequential, or other damages arising out of any individual's use of, reference to, or inability to use this podcast or the information we present in this podcast.